What's going on, guys? It is your host, Neil Villapiano, the host here of the Devil's State of Mind podcast, and welcome to a really sad episode. I mean, this is going to be a very quick, kind of like emergency episode of the Devil's State of Mind podcast. There's going to be no like super energy or like ad reads or anything like that because as of last night on August 29th, 2024, um, the hockey world was given some pretty devastating news as New Jersey native and someone who almost signed with the New Jersey Devils 2 years ago, Johnny Gaudreau, and also his brother Matthew, uh, were both tragically killed by a drunk driver last night. Both players were riding their bikes and they were struck by a drunk driver. As of right now, I believe the drunk driver is has been taken into custody, and I'm sure he will experience the full extent um, of the law. And there's a lot here. As I'll show you really quickly. I just picked this one from Bleacher Report. NHL's Johnny Gaudreau dies at the age of 31, and also his brother passed away as well at the age of 29. And I'll read to you really quickly. I know you guys can see it if you're watching here on YouTube, but you could also just listen. Columbus Blue Jackets winger Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew died Thursday. The Blue Jackets confirmed the deaths of both men in a statement released Friday morning. And really quickly, I'll bring up the statement here that, and I'll read to you guys as well. The Columbus Blue Jackets are shocked and devastated by the unimaginable tragedy. Johnny was not only a great hockey player, but more significantly, a loving husband, father, son, brother, and friend. We extend our heartfelt sympathies to his wife Meredith, his children Noah and Johnny, his parents, their family and friends, and the sudden loss of Johnny and Matthew. Johnny played the game with great joy, which was felt by everyone that saw him on the ice. He brought a genuine love for hockey with him everywhere he played, from Boston College to the Calgary Flames to Team USA to the Blue Jackets. He thrilled fans in a way only Johnny Hockey could. The impact he had on our organization and our sport was profound, but pales in comparison to the indelible impression he made on everyone who knew him. Johnny embraced our community when he arrived 2 years ago, and Columbus welcomed him with open arms. We will miss him terribly and do everything that we can to support his family and each other through this tragedy. At this time, we ask for prayers for the Johnny Gaudreau family, that their privacy be respected as they grieve. And yeah, that's simply that. This happened in Salem County, here in New Jersey, down in South Jersey, much closer to Philadelphia, which Johnny Gaudreau is from South Jersey, Salem County. So he was with family and friends, or at least just mostly with family. And his brother Matthew was also um, a hockey player. I believe recently he was in the AHL. Um, and yeah, I mean, there's no other way to put it other than this is an absolute tragedy to the hockey world. And it's just a tragedy in general. Um, we first heard about it through rumors around, I think it was around something like 10 o'clock, maybe like 10:30 last night. There was some specific Twitter account that posted that um, Johnny Gaudreau reportedly was one of the two people that was killed in a horrific accident by a drunk driver. And that tweet actually was eventually deleted. And so it was really hard to figure out whether it was true or not. And even if it wasn't Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew that were involved, it's still a horrible tragedy because two innocent lives were taken away and families affected, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it kind of sucks because the only reason that this is being brought up into the public light is because this is a public figure. This is a professional athlete. Um, but for every one of these, unfortunately, there's many more of people that in stories we never hear where this happens. And it's really awful. It's really awful. And my heart goes out, obviously, to the Gaudreau family. My heart goes out to the Blue Jackets family and organization because they have been through so much hell through the last couple of years. Not just obviously with, their lack of success and a lot of different things that went wrong, but also the tragedies that they've gone through. If you remember Kiwi Lynx, the goaltender a couple of years ago who died on 4th of July, um, because of a firework incident, he died. And now you get this from a guy who chose Columbus in free agency. You know, everything I had against Johnny Gaudreau, like obviously his choice to sign with the Blue Jackets over the New Jersey Devils, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Simply put, um, it just is so unbelievably shocking to wake up to that. It was confirmed true earlier this morning. I'm recording this just before 10 a.m. here in New Jersey. And, I just wanted to get this out really quickly for people that don't know that this happened. Obviously more information and, news articles are going to be coming out about this throughout. Um, I'm going to read to you a little bit more of just this article that I found from Bleacher Report. Again, there's so many out there. You can just type in Johnny Gaudreau and you will find a multitude of different articles out there. So per ABC6 in Philadelphia, because again, this happened in New Jersey, but this was in South Jersey. So obviously, Philadelphia stations are going to be the ones that'll probably get to this sooner. New Jersey state troopers confirmed Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau were killed when a vehicle hit them while they were riding their bikes around 8:30 p.m. local time last night on Thursday night, August 29th, 2024. The driver of the vehicle, quote, is suspected of being under the influence of alcohol at the time of the crash, end quote, police said, according to ABC. According to ESPN, both brothers, who were New Jersey natives, had been in the area to be groomsmen in their sister Katie's wedding that was scheduled for today in Philadelphia. And I mean, that's even more of, just heartbreak there that their sister was going to be married today. Um, I doubt the wedding's going to happen today, but who knows? I mean, to have to go through this and also, with the wedding supposed to be today, I mean, I can't even fathom what that would how I would get through that if I was in their position. Um, there's so much that we can talk about with this. Um, and one of the things I'll say is this, that I'm not a very, mean-spirited person. I'm not. I'm just straight up not. But I really hope that this driver gets the full wrath of the law, um, because drunk driving needs to stop. There needs to be punishment that forces people to realize how serious this is, because so many innocent lives have been taken because of these things. People have lost so many loved ones, friends, family, significant others, wives, husbands, children, due to negligence, due to carelessness from people who decided to get into a car while intoxicated. And, I say this from the bottom of my heart, that if you are planning on drinking, if you go out and you're planning on drinking or you have done it, please, 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 please find a different way to get home with someone that is sober and reliable. Because even if you have one or two drinks, you are impaired. Simply put, you are impaired and you should not be behind the wheel, because your reaction time and your motor skills will not be there. And you will have tragedies like this. And I want, you hope that tragedies like this strike a chord with so many people that we decrease the amount of tragedies like this that we have moving forward. I mean, it's awful. It's absolutely awful that this happened. It should have never happened. Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew should be waking up today all excited to see their sister walk down the aisle and marry the love of their life. And now they won't get a chance to do that. And for Johnny, he has a wife and two kids. Their two kids, unfortunately, will, spend the majority of their lives without seeing their father. I mean, well, I think one of them is still on the way. I mean, you know, I'm one of the fortunate people that have been able to have a mom and a dad and even siblings in my life, my whole life up until this point. And it's moments like this where you really have to be thankful when you're in the position like I am, where you have everybody around you and no tragedies have happened, because all of it can be taken away just like that. And I'm sure that both Johnny and Matthew and the whole Gaudreau family did not wake up yesterday thinking that this was going to be the last day that two of their sons, two of their brothers, um, husbands, fathers would be taken away from them by carelessness of a drunk individual who decided to get behind the wheel. And yeah, so it's a tough day. It's a tough day. I don't know how the Blue Jackets organization is going to recover from something like this, because again, like I said, Kiwi Link's tragedy happened not too long ago, and now you have this. I mean, the haven't the Blue Jackets organization suffered enough, right? I mean, it's just awful, and it's unfair. I mentioned it before that Johnny Gaudreau chose to come to Columbus when many of the previous stars in the Blue Jackets history decided to leave the first opportunity that they got. Johnny Gaudreau in free agency signed a long-term big money deal to be a part of this franchise, this organization, this community, and they embraced him with open arms. And it's awful that they'll never get to see what long term Johnny Gaudreau's impact could have on this Blue Jackets franchise. And so now they once again have to mourn another loss of another impactful player and one of their best players. It's just awful. I'll read to you really quickly just some like stats in case you don't really know that much about Johnny Gaudreau. Um, Johnny Gaudreau played college hockey at Boston College from 2011 to 2014. He helped the Eagles win a national championship during his freshman season of 2011-2012. It was awarded the Hobey Baker Award as the top men's player in the country from in 2013-14. And then he was selected in the fourth round of the 2011 NHL draft by the Calgary Flames. And he played until just 2 years ago with the Calgary Flames. And then, like I mentioned before, he chose to go to Columbus in free agency 2 years ago. Blake Coleman, former New Jersey Devil, posting on Twitter, completely gutted. The world just lost one of the best. Rest in peace, Johnny. The Calgary Flames posted something with great sadness. We mourn the tragic deaths of our friend Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew Gaudreau. Our hearts are broken by this devastating loss. Johnny was and always will be a member of the Flames family, loved by all of Calgary. The New Jersey Devils also posted their thoughts and prayers are with them. TJ Oshie, thoughts and prayers to Gaudreau family. So incredibly sad. He played 9 years, nearly a decade in Alberta, Canada with the Calgary Flames. And he finishes his career way too short in a total of 763 games over 11 years, scoring 743 points, career high 115 during the 21-22 season his last year in Calgary. And his brother Matthew, professional hockey player in ECHL, and he was most recently playing for the Worcester Railers during the 21-22 season, and he also played one season for the Reading Royals. So obviously Matthew, not at the same level as his brother Johnny, but a professional hockey player nonetheless, and a human being that had their life tragically taken away from them. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here for a couple of minutes and talk about it. And really just, again, leave you with this. When you have the opportunity to hug your family members, hug your friends, hug everybody that you care so much about, because as always, you never know when they can be taken away from you from things like this. And, make sure that you are consistently grateful for the people that are around you, that support you, that love you, that care about you. Because again, you never know when they're no longer going to be here with you to, just be there for you. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to come on here and say to you guys. Again, no outro either, nothing. I just wanted to get this video out there. And, again, rest in peace to Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew, who were both tragically killed while riding their bikes as they were struck by a drunk driver last night at around 8:30 p.m. in Salem County, New Jersey, and South Jersey. And it's another major tragic loss for the hockey world and for the world in general. And as always, my thoughts and prayers go out to the Gaudreau family, to the Columbus Blue Jackets organization, the fans, Calgary Flames fans, Boston College alums, and youth hockey people who had the chance to play and be around Johnny and his brother Matthew during their short lives on this planet. And as always, they will never, ever, ever be forgotten. And rest in peace again to Matthew and the one that they call Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau.